Hey guys. Oh, I guess. Hey Ken. So how did you think that went? Out of curiosity. Oh, there's 6 in here already. Oh, okay. Hey, welcome back, Dave. Woof. Well, it's short enough. You can always go back and watch it, Ken. It's educational. Bull. Yeah. I heard that, Ken. Hey, Canadian. If anybody wants to come up, thank you, Canadian. I tried to keep it short and to the point, but understandable. So I hope that's what happened. Hey, Colt. How are you? Haven't seen you for a while. Hey, Carrie Ann. Welcome back. Okay, Colt, I gotta see your face and then I'll ask you to do something specific because we've had so many trolls that are actually putting porn up. So can I see your face? I mean, show me, turn your camera on for me. Okay, can you show me 2 fingers, please? Just give me a peace sign. All right, cool. Thank you. Hey,
All
Colt,
right.
good to
All
see
right.
you.
And put my headphones in. All right.
Oh, right on. I
Just
don't
put my
think I've ever
headphones.
had you up on my screen before.
I came on here before. My mic was acting
Oh,
up. Like,
okay. Okay.
all right.
So what are you up to today?
I'm smoking a cigar. Smoking a
Right on.
cigar.
I haven't had a good cigar in a while.
I thought you were just a cigarette person.
Every once in a while, you'll catch me smoking a cigar.
Me, I smoke pretty much it all. Cigarette, cigar, pipe.
Yep. I used to smoke a pipe for a while too. Haven't done that in a couple years.
The redneck connection here.
He's on the in the chat. He's back in the bedroom resting, so he's just in the chat right now. Sorry, Canadian. What is it now? 6 or 7 days, Canadian. She quit
It's been a
smoking.
while. Mm-hmm. All right.
8 days. Good for you. I got a suggestion for you, Canadian. If you haven't already, hey Julie, the link is in the chat if you want to come up. Get an app that keeps track of your days, because most of those apps also keep track of how many cigarettes you have not smoked in the time that you quit smoking. They keep track of how much money you saved. Some of them even keep track of your heart and lung health and how it improves over the time that you've quit smoking. And in the past, like at one point I quit for 2.5 years, and I found that to actually really help me. Don't ask me why I quit it. I started again, but I offer that as a suggestion because it really helped me. So
That wrong with a good smoke. Well, that's how I look at it.
yeah.
Having a good cigar. Oh man, it'd be. You smoke a cigar. Don't try to inhale too hard. You may cough up a lung.
Yeah. Yeah. I learned early on not to inhale the cigars.
I
So
inhale. I inhale them, just not way too hard, like a cigarette.
yeah.
So even then, a cigarette. One time and this was when I was just getting into smoking cigarettes. I inhaled too hard. Some of that got in my throat, and I nearly coughed up a lung. I nearly thought I fainted. I was about to faint.
What's going on, Colt?
And look at Janky Anthony.
Yep. Oh. Yeah. Oh,
Both in Louisiana.
Beyond case anybody from Bath or Beyond is here, that pumpkin spice oil, I'm sorry to say it's a horrible fail.
Hey Julie, show me 3 fingers.
Hey, I ain't number one. Stop that.
You're talking about coughing up a lung. One of my calls when I was a paramedic, we went to this guy, or it was a woman actually, and she was coughing really bad. And we got there and she had something like hanging out of her mouth, and we're like, what the hell? So we got these tools we called, they're like long tongs.
Yeah,
And,
no, I'm not touching it, tongs.
Well, anyway, so we got them and we're like trying to pull, and it like was really like wouldn't pull, and we're pulling and pulling, and finally it broke loose. It was literally a piece of her lung that she had coughed up.
Yeah.
Oh. Hi Roy.
Yep. So
welcome to our gross hour.
It does happen.
Oh yeah.
Turned out she had lung cancer.
Wow.
Yeah. That's like when I was in LA for a year and a half, I worked for the coroner's office. Just say after about a year and a half, I was ready to quit.
Oh yeah.
I got tired of rolling bodies into to body bags that had almost every bone in their body broke because they decided to jump 8 stories.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I mean, people.
It was good, Roy.
Yeah. I used to tell people you literally would have to roll like a sack of Jell-O into a body bag.
Yeah.
Yep. I've been
Yeah,
on
they
many.
don't show that. They don't show that on TV. Like-
Anyway,
Like on Bloods, for example, one of my favorite shows. They'll show somebody having jumped 14 stories and landing on a car.
And they're just laying there perfect.
Yeah, that don't
Exactly.
happen.
And I'm like,
That
no
don't
way.
happen.
No.
No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
I've taken several EMT courses, and I've seen enough pictures of that stuff. I know that's not how they look.
Mm-mm.
No, I'm telling you, I tell people the closest you can get you 2 11 mil garbage bags and put about 80 boxes of Jello in it, but don't mix it to where it's not quite firm. And then I said, try to pick that bag up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and throw a few jagged sticks in there just in case, to give the idea of a bone popping through and the
Yep.
fluid going everywhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I've had some nice,
Hi, Carrie.
especially I
Hi,
remember
Dave.
one. It
Dave
was
Larson.
one summer back in I want to say 89 or 90. A guy had jumped off the roof in the courtyard center of the deal where no one hardly ever went, and he was there for 3 weeks before they found him.
Oh.
Yeah, because that's how long it took him to miss him, because he fell in between the air handler units, and it was summertime, so you can just imagine.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
at least by 3 weeks, it's like most of them should be gone because,
Yeah,
crows and animals pick at them and stuff.
Ants, maggots,
Well,
everything else.
TSRS family.
But guess who got to go clean that?
Ugh. I don't really have much of a sense of smell anymore, but I can just imagine.
Well, you would be a good candidate for that job.
You got to get Vicks and put it under your nose.
Yeah. Or zinc oxide. Yeah.
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 Another horrible smell is like burn victims, where they're
Yeah.
burned.
Oh,
That smell, ugh,
Well, you know what?
horrible.
You know what made my stomach turn the most was a fresh cut open body, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Because it's sweet smelling to you.
Mm,
It's almost like and I guess because the fact the body's laying there cut open and you smell this sweet smell and your brain's going, "Are you sick?" And I would get nauseated from that, and it's a weird smell. Is all I can tell you. It just
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. It's not the smell you're expecting on a fresh cut open body, especially when it's been torn in half. Yeah.
yeah.
And Michael.
Yeah. But she is right. A burnt body. Oh God. Yeah.
And you never
Right.
forget it.
No.
I had a friend that was in the burn unit at the hospital in Bismarck, and while we were there visiting, they brought in somebody that was burned almost 50% of his body,
Yeah,
and you could smell it, and it was
it's
the
horrible.
worst. It was awful.
It is. It's awful. And it's one of those smells you never forget.
it's like your whole fridge is just gassed.
I tell people it's kind of like that electrical fire. When you're in an electrical fire and you get that smell, you'll never forget it.
Yep.
That's burnt flesh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hmm.
It ain't good. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Yep. Brenda says, "How many things of Jello?"
Like
Right.
they-
Enough to fill about a 13-gallon, 11 mil bag. It's going to take a bit.
Hey, Rogue, welcome.
Or well, that's kind of expensive too. Ballistic gel,
Oh,
I am
yeah.
so glad I made you a mod just so I know who you are. After yesterday.
Oh yeah, the fake one. Hey Brian, what's going on?
Somebody was still people counting 54 trolls from
Yeah.
the same account.
Yep.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Well, it's
Hey, but I
impressive.
thought, like,
It's impressive and sad at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. It's
That
like they had that time to do that. It was like,
your
geez,
life is that so
boring.
boring shit.
Nothing better to do.
I mean,
I got more interaction on that live stream
oh yeah.
because of all
That's
the
good
thumbs
though.
down.
To
Yep.
have
I
all
got
those
29
interactions.
thumbs down.
Well,
But
you know,
all
I
the
tell
thumbs
people all the
down are
time,
just interaction.
well,
Yeah, it
that's why
doesn't matter.
That's why Gaffa jumped in and was trying to tell you, don't block them. Just time them out. Keep time, because if he keeps coming back, even though you got to constantly time him out, that's an interaction, and keep your numbers. Whether it's negative or to the good, your numbers are going up, 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 and up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ken, be nice. Did you see what he put on there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, earlier, hold on, where is it? Let me find it. Here. That's what Roy said.
I swear to God, on her sound machine, on my sound machine, I was looking for a freaking chicken sound. Because I was in the back early this morning, I should say, doing some shit in the shop, and I swear to God, in my head, I heard that.
Hello to you too, Ken.
But I mean, hey, I ain't complaining. It's better than listening to this constant ringing. It's like my buddy said, well, maybe your brain's concentrating on the ticking you heard from the lady's deal to drown out the ringing in your ears.
I don't use the fluid.
Yeah.
I told someone the other day it was my pacemaker.
Yeah. The one from 1812.
Oh no, 1985 or 6 are about that loud.
Yeah.
I knew somebody that had one, and I'm like, holy crap.
Somebody got the TikTok up. Somebody's ticking.
Yep.
They got a
Yep,
button.
that's Julie's clock.
You better get that grenade out there.
Hey, the funniest, I mean, it wasn't funny, but the funniest thing that ever happened to me, this guy in East LA had jumped 7 stories, and he was one of the candidates with the first artificial heart. Remember the big, gulpy, loud.
Yeah.
Canadian 21 finger.
Yeah, and the sad thing.
I bet which one she's going to show you.
Oh, I was nice. I was nice.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah,
how you doing?
that kid, which you had the person opportunity to go, hey, you're number 1.
Hello, how you doing, girl?
Good. How you guys doing?
But the reason I'm saying it's funny because the guy had been dead a day and a half, and that thing was still pumping.
Oh, wow.
Oh, really?
Because the
Creepy.
battery was still good.
Yeah. Well, that's my uncle died this spring, and he had a pacemaker, and in order to let him die, they had to have a doctor come in, and they had to do something to shut his pacemaker off. Yeah.
Zap it to shut it down. Yeah, because if not, it'd keep trying to revive him.
Yeah, it was horrible because he was sitting there twitching. Oh, it was horrible.
Well,
It was
yeah.
like,
Well, yeah. Well, it was doing its job. Hey, wake up, you son of a bitch.
yeah.
But that's why I told that coroner. He said, well, anything unusual? I said, other than the pacemaker, still trying to find something to pump. The artificial heart. And, and that's sad, though, that guy got the funds given to him by the government to get that done, and he kills himself.
Oh,
Maybe after he got it, he wasn't. I mean, was it cumbersome? I mean, like.
Well, yeah, because you remember them things were huge and bulky.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. If after he got it, he wasn't.
Well, he probably,
realized.
the coroner I was working for at the time, he'd been doing it like 40-something years, and he said, well, probably what happened after he had the surgery, he was probably standing in the mirror looking with his shirt off going, I'm a freak.
Yeah.
right.
Exactly.
and then mentally he couldn't handle it, and he took his own
Yeah.
life.
It could
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
And realized, I can't do much more anyway because I've got this crap that I gotta drag around with me, so
Yeah, because that was before they had internal batteries, so the
Right.
motor was outside, so you could change the battery, change
Yeah.
the
Wow.
little bladder bag that made
Yeah.
the pumping deal,
mhm.
and they were
Wow.
loud as hell. I mean, they were like you can hear it going,
Mm.
Yeah.
Dang.
So,
Well, you know.
is that it? Is that much better?
Yeah.
Suppose the technology had to start somewhere, though.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
But, he might not have lived long enough to have better technology and
Well, I don't know. All the other ones lived long enough to have the newer ones put in them. So
but he didn't see that future.
right. Well, no, he mentally couldn't take it. I guess.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, that's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You're used to your body being one way. Well, that's kind of like me back when they had to redo all the construction surgery on my face when I took a bullet to my face and my head. I ain't gonna lie to nobody. It was a shock because I'm waking up looking in the mirror like, who in the hell is this dude?
Yeah.
Because they had to
Yeah.
redo my nose, my jaw, my upper forehead area, everything. So, and I mean, they got as close as they could from one of my old pictures. My mom brought them, but when you,
Yeah.
It's never the same.
well, no,
Yeah.
because I mean, they were taking skin and bone out my freaking hip to try to give me a nose again.
Yeah.
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 Well, they did a damn good job, so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well that's what my wife said anyway.
Mhm. Hey, she says that.
Yeah.
She used to joke with people. She said, "Well, I got to come home with a new guy, and I was still married to him."
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because I mean, if you see some of my old pictures, you're like, "No, that's not you." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." Well, that's not your nose. I said, "Well, this is not my nose either."
Mm-hmm.
And then what kills me is the fact when all my surgery was done, I had a scar that went from here to here. And then I had another one that went from here across like this. And they took this one here and hit it right here. I just got a little line. And then they took the one up here and it's underneath my eyebrow.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You know, the
Plastic
little-
surgery is amazing what they can do.
Oh, what?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I always pick on them. I was like, hey, Doc, you couldn't have done something. Hey.
Can you shave a little bit off here?
But she looked at me and said, son, you're fine down there. I said, yeah, but, a little bit more never hurts.
Anthony, did you see Rogue's comment or question?
How did you get shot? Some fucking 15-year-old decided he was going to carjack me in my company vehicle.
Oh, nice.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he opened the door and shot me. Well, that's why I tell people, that's why I have that bald spot. He shot me
I
here,
didn't even know you had one.
shot me right there in the top of the head, just to take my company vehicle, which it was a company truck. I would have said, here's the
Yeah.
keys, here's the gas card, good luck.
Exactly.
Oh my God. How long
Yeah.
ago was that, Anthony?
In 92.
Oh, wow.
Let's see. Wow. It's about 28 years ago then.
And then in 2016, when I had my cranial aneurysm, which I and my first doctor thinks is due from all the injuries of the bullet and all that, just
Yeah.
something that,
Could be.
at the time they didn't see or didn't predict and just moved
Yeah.
on.
Mm-hmm.
Very likely.
And then in 2001, I was blown 60 feet off my feet from an explosion. That
Oh,
didn't
wow.
help either.
Jesus. You're like a cat. You got
Well,
nine
that's why my ears were ringing. Because this one busted so bad, I had blood pouring out of it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now, how'd that happen?
I was a private contractor. I was outside of a base camp, Olive, during Kuwait.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. And the sad thing is, it was friendly fire.
Oh crap.
Well, thank you for your service, Anthony.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hey, he got me home.
Yeah,
Not the way I wanted to, but it got me home.
yeah.
I don't. Hey,
So you're saying that they didn't do anything to cover it because it was friendly fire? As far as medic, because my dad was in the Marine Corps.
let
And
me
he's-
tell you, I have gotten no help until, and I hate to say this because I really can't stand the man. But as far as the president, he's a damn hell of a man because all the shit and the freaking stupid regulations, especially the last outfit put into place, and he undone them all. I mean, because at one time on my credit, I had $380,000 of medical debt. It's gone.
Oh wow.
They got paid.
Well, that's good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
My dad was a Marine, and it was back like right before the Vietnam War.
Oh
And
yeah.
He
I had
had
two uncles in that
ringing ears because he was holding those
grenade launcher
yeah, right by his ear.
or bazooka. It's either
Yeah.
grenade
Yeah.
launcher or bazooka. Yeah.
Yep. And so he had ringing
Well, yeah, they
ears.
got a deal going on now that, in fact, Sergeant East came by and had me sign the paperwork. I may or may not be getting money from that because back from 3M, when they were giving the earplugs for when you was doing the mortar rounds, they're supposed to protect your ears, and come to find out,
No.
Well, back when my dad was in, they didn't have anything for their
Right.
ears.
no.
They just held them.
Well, hey,
And,
for the longest time for me either. I mean, he just
Yeah. And he had to fight getting help because he was told that it wasn't wartime, but technically it was. It was that era where they actually were in war, but they didn't tell. It was that period where they actually were in Vietnam War, but they weren't
It was a
telling
police act.
anybody.
Right.
one knows we were there, but we wasn't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so
Kind
he
of like
got caught up
Nigeria
in war.
was. Shit happened in Nigeria, but we wasn't there.
Yeah.
No.
And so
We weren't there.
So he got screwed out of a lot of things because of that.
In fact, if it wouldn't have been for when they downed those Black Hawks, people would have never known what was going on in Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
It wouldn't have been for that, because you know how long that shit had been going on before they downed all that shit over there? And that was by a luck shot,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it happened.
Yep.
And it's not fair that the soldiers get screwed out of.
Right.
Well, the only
Yeah.
reason they're doing anything now is because this is a private outside contract company. Because if it'd been what they call a government facility like
Yeah.
DARPA or any of that, you wouldn't have been able to do shit.
Yeah.
Just take it like a man and walk off. That's pretty much their attitude.
Yeah.
Because you notice if you ever listen to that commercial with that 3M, they tell people specifically, you're not suing the military, you're suing 3M.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
My nephew was in the Marine, I want to say 10 or 12 years ago, and he's trying to be part of that 3M lawsuit because he came out of, I mean, he went into the military with some hearing loss.
Yeah.
He came out of the military wearing full-on hearing aids that help him hear, but he is almost fully deaf.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he wore 3M hearing aids. He was a sniper.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Wow.
or he would not hear it. He didn't wear 3M hearing aids. He wore 3M earplugs.
Well, if
So-
I'm anywhere with a lot of noise and you go to talk to me, you can forget it.
Yeah.
Because I have to concentrate on one. If I'm like doing something, I'm concentrating on that sound. I've had to teach
Yep.
myself to pinpoint to that sound. Because I like when the wife be in the truck on the road, I have the radio and she starts talking to me and I catch a little bit and I have to reach over and say, baby, I've done told you 100 times, if you're going to talk to me, turn the radio off. Because
Okay,
the whole
Joe,
time all I can hear is, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I can hear her, but I'm like, I didn't hear a word you said. I heard you.
Yeah, I can hear Ken, but I can't understand what he said to me.
Because to me,
It's
they're mumbling.
frustrating for both of us.
Yeah, because she gets mad and she goes, I'm not mumbling. I said, I didn't say you was mumbling. But to me, if I'm not paying attention to you, you're mumbling.
Mm-hmm.
That's,
Yep.
I told her it's kind of like at Charlie Brown, you know, when you hear the teacher. That's you. I said, I ain't trying to be mean, but that's anybody. If you didn't go, hey, Anthony, you know, get my attention, that's what I hear.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's me too.
And this here, if you're on this side, you shit out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
80% of this year, all I hear is, yeah.
Wow.
That's why I have to sleep with a fan or TV or radio. Something's got to be on, or I can't sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Some kind of white noise.
My husband was a police officer for 32 years. And back when he first started, they had the sirens were right.
Yep.
Right. You know what?
I'm gonna
And
tell you,
so
God
he's
bless
got,
him, because I tried to do that for 2 years, and I said, not no, but hell no.
he's got hearing loss from the sirens being on.
Yeah.
Now they have them for the officers where the
With their back.
sirens, yeah,
Out front, facing out.
yeah,
Yeah.
Used to is right above you.
yep,
And if you ever look at them old Victorian crowns, you know, the roof's like paper thin.
Yeah.
yeah,
Some bitch was right there just,
yep.
Yeah.
And then we were both firefighters too. And so we had the fire trucks too that were like, you know,
Yeah.
they were really loud too.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to try to be a cop, but I did it for 2 years for the sheriff department. And where I was at, I was patrolling an area they called Boston Alley. And there's a reason they called it Boston Alley, because everybody there was trying to kill you at.
Strangle you.
I said, y'all don't say
Boston.
enough to get shot at. And they're like, well, you was in the service. I said, yeah, but at least I could shoot back.
Yeah.
I didn't have to go, sir, can I shoot back? When the bullet come my way, I was like, oh, yeah, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't have to ask permission.
Ooh.
That's
And
why you gotta
I knew you were the enemy, you know? Yeah. No, I did it for 2 years, and I was like, nah. And I had all kind of health issues anyway. And then, of course, 2016, I tried to cash out for the 4th time in my life. Yeah. And that was scary. I told my dad before he passed away, everything I've been through, that last one was a doozer. Because there was no way of fighting back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when your own body attacks you.
You gotta watch the language, please.
Yeah. I don't know, Kadena, man. I don't know how many cat lives I'm trying not to push the envelope. I'm already 4-0, so I'm gonna leave it at that. Yeah, I was showing Nancy all my medical records. She says, "Holy crap, and you're alive!" I spent 2 years in a wheelchair that I'm not supposed to have come out of.
Now,
This
which
is my
one?
friend's dog. That's pregnant.
Oh, how come her belly's shaved?
It's not.
Nah. Huh? Her and Nancy.
Her name is Luna.
I like that name.
Anthony, which time was the wheelchair from?
That was 93, 94, and half of 95.
What caused that?
Bullet went into my spine.
Oh wow.
The one that hit me, the one that hit here, it hit me, hit my teeth, kind of shattered them, and went down like this, and it hit me just below the second one past the diaphragm.
Oof.
You're lucky you're not paralyzed for life.
Okay.
Well, they told me I would be
Ah.
until I went to Huatuco, Mexico, because I told the doctors around here.
Yeah.
I spent 2 years in a wheelchair too.
Yep.
And they told me I had surgery on my leg. They had to break my leg, my lower leg, and straighten it because my leg was bowed, and then my femur was also broken.
But what
I
helped
had to
me?
get a
Hmm?
I had to get a rod in my femur.
Well, what helped me? The last two doctors that were seeing me, and when all that happened, the one when they were walking out of the room, he turned around and he handed me a piece of paper with an address on it. He said, "You never heard this from me." He says, "You need to get to Mexico."
Oh, wow.
He said, "The hell with these people here in the States." And he was from Mexico. He was a doctor from Mexico.
Wow.
Um,
That's cool that you got that help.
Yep.
when I had
Yeah,
my
but-
surgery, they gave me a 60% chance of dying.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
But you
Oh,
know, the
dang.
funny thing is, when I got down there, because just half of what they mentioned, I checked into here, and they were like, "Well, the reason they don't do it because no one can afford it.
Oh,
You know, money wise."
right.
Went down to Mexico. I spent 2 years there taking the treatments, living there and stuff. You know what the treatments cost me for those 2 years?
Huh.
$480.
Wow, that's
Wow.
cheap.
Well,
That
yeah,
just
because
shows you that healthcare in the United States is a racket and a
It
scam.
is. It
Yep.
is.
I
Well,
know.
and a lot of stuff they do in other countries they won't allow here because they know it's going to work.
Don't worry about your language on panel. It's just
I
in the
know,
chat.
I know, but I'm trying to get in the habit because I get on a lot of panels now. They don't do cussing on. I'm trying to get in the, trying to stay in that mellow. I know on ours we just let it loose, but on theirs, yeah, some people get offended when you say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, Ken. Hey, Muggsy.
I try to
Hey,
respect.
Muggsy.
I try to respect their channel. Now on my
Yeah.
channel, it's all. As long as it ain't racism or kids, let it fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it always meant, and I also tell people I'm glad that I went down there and did that because not just for that reason. As growing up, I always heard Mexico was a shithole. The border towns, yes.
Yeah, border
Yeah.
towns are, yeah.
But when I got to Huatulco, man, I was like, what the hell? They
Mhm.
lied. Hell, that was, 20-something years ago? And they had better internet than we got now.
Mhm.
I was like, what I'm thinking of going down there and seeing shacks and some witch doctor shit, and I go there and they got this medical facility that makes ours over here look like freaking Boy Scout. But, like, what the hell? Yeah. And I was living in a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house with a yard. I had a woman that cooked and had a woman that cleaned, and I was paying $400 a month.
Wow.
Our money.
That's awesome.
Yeah. The medical insurance down there was costing me $40 a month.
Wow.
My electric bill came in every 2 months, so that's how they do it down there. It came in every 2 months. It was $80.
Hmm.
And
Pretty cheap.
I was running the hell out of the air conditioner because this boy don't like heat.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cheaper than I pay a month for my
Yeah.
electric.
So they do the electric bill down there. And the sad thing is, the only locals that were there were the shop owners. When I was down there, I met nothing but Australians, Kiwis, Aussies, Brits. I was like, what the hell? I was like, where's all the freaking Spanish people? I mean, they had them, but you're thinking you're going down to Mexico, you're going to be around a bunch of Mexicans. No,
Yeah.
no, bunch of old white people.
Anthony, that comment's for you.
Ah, container man.
Well, I'm sure she probably would, but no, I had a wife at the time, so the wife was cleaning the pipes.
Mhm.
And like I said, my first wife was a biker chick, so yeah, she was a little jealous.
Ah, container man.
Yeah.
I was thinking it, but I didn't say it.
Oh, they're all in America. Now you understand why they're in America, because all the old folks are down there.
Yeah.
I'm serious. In fact, my friend and his wife still live there. She has a channel. It's called Retiring in Mexico on YouTube. Go watch some of her videos, and you will freak out of the. She goes around town videotaping, doing all kind of, what it costs, what you got to do, how you grocery shop, how you convert the money, and all that.
I had a friend that retired. It's not right in Mexico. I think it's like one of the. I don't know if it's. If it is, it's like way down, like on the southern. Way down in the southern part of Mexico, or it's on one of the islands.
You talking about on the leg it kicks out?
Yeah.
Well, that's. God, I'm trying to think what's all down there, man.
I don't know, but he's living there anyway. He was one of our pilots for Air Care when I worked there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I understand why they move down there when they retire, because I'm serious. Even if you're getting nothing but $800 a month Social Security, you could live in Huatuco and live like a king.
Yeah. Well, he loves it. I mean, there's like a bunch of people. It's not like you said. There's like a bunch of other retirees down there.
Oh yeah,
they love it, and they go to
UK, Australia, Sweden, Japan, China, especially a bunch from here, from the States.
But they go to the market every day and get fresh fruit and flowers. And
I've seen more Canadians down in Huatuco than I did the whole time I was in Canada. I was like, holy crap. Because I went down there and I was trying to polish up on some of my Spanish, because I figured I got to learn something. I went down there, wasn't one damn person talking. I was like, you sons of bitches. I come there and immerse myself, and you speaking, other than the Aussie and the British twist accent.
So where in Mexico was that where you went?
Huatuco.
Where is that located at in Mexico?
Down where you're talking about, heading toward right there before, I call it the armpit. And put it this way, there's 13 beaches in the area, and only 6 of them you can get to without having to get to with a boat.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of the name of that beach that's down there. It's a well-known beach.
Okay.
Huatuco is right outside of. Like I said, I didn't go far. I went from my place to the medical center. That's pretty much it. Because I didn't speak much of the local language, so I kind of kept in a certain area. Yeah. But even all the shop owners spoke English. I was like, well, so much for immersing myself into the language and learning it. Yeah.
Okay, I see. It's near Belize and Guatemala.
Belize.
Okay, I know where Belize is. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a pretty place.
Oh, it was gorgeous.
Belize is really nice.
Yeah.
And El Salvador.
Because where I was at, all I had to do was go about 8 blocks this way and 2 blocks down, and I was right at the beach.
Wow.
Yeah. Like I said, I didn't tour a lot, because up until a certain point I was in a wheelchair, so
Right.
I had to go where the speeder went.
Exactly. Hi, Cindy.
Hi, Cindy. I would love to see the Mayan ruins and stuff.
Oh, I would love to see that.
Yeah, I would have loved to too, but
It's kind of hard in a wheelchair. Go all the way up to the top.
And I didn't.
You got a lift.
I didn't go into full recovery until I got back to the States. Yeah. And I started getting tingling in my legs and shit. And one day I just stood up in front of everybody, had my grandma fall on the floor doing the Holy Ghost shit. I kept telling her my legs were burning. And she goes, well, baby, you're not supposed to be able to feel it. I'm telling her they're burning. And I just grabbed her side arm and stood straight up. And she's like, here we go.
Ken, I didn't watch the whole thing, but I watched part of it, and I liked what I watched. I saved the rest to watch later. So I'm going to share that with some people that will appreciate it.
Well, I did piss off a lot of people when I got back because after the doctors explained to me what they were doing, I got back there and thanked all the stupid women for having abortions. Because if it wouldn't have been for you, I wouldn't have had the freaking stem cells they needed.
Yep.
So, because if y'all think they take those babies from them women and throw them in the garbage can, you're freaking wrong.
Yeah, where would you think they get them from?
Yeah.
People are ignorant to, oh, this technology is great, but where do you think they get it from, guys?
I don't have a feeling on it one way or the other because I tell people it ain't me that's got to answer for it. But I do thank them, though.
Yep.
Well, you know, people don't realize because we was talking about a friend of mine was talking about the other day because he lost 2 of his brothers and a sister to AIDS. But yet here's Michael, not Michael Jordan, but Magic Johnson was diagnosed with AIDS when it was first coming out, and he still kept it. You want to know why? Because he had the money and the knowledge to know to leave the States and go where they had a cure.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember he was diagnosed when my son was born about 28 years ago.
Yeah, but think
my
about it.
son was just new.
But think about this too. How many years ago when they told you basically if you got the Ebola virus, you were screwed? They would burn whole villages down because people had the Ebola virus. But yet when a few nurses happened to make it back into the States carrying it, it was strange all of a sudden they had the deal to cure them.
Mm-hmm.
I got bad news for you. They had the cure the day they made that shit.
Yep.
Yeah. It's called warfare, chemical warfare. That's what that was invented for, and some dumbass let it loose.
Mm-hmm.
He went to Switzerland.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If you want to, because Cindy said he left the States, where did he go? I said he went to Switzerland because they're heavily in the STEM research. Where you think most of those doctors in Mexico came from schools out of Switzerland. That's how they know the procedures.
And they don't have the FDA breathing down their neck saying, no, you can't do that. No, you can't do that.
Well, yeah,
stopping them.
That's because here it's more. If you make more money prolonging you than you are cured.
Yeah, that's why
you cured everybody, you wouldn't have the reason to have the medicine.
You wouldn't make money off of people if they're cured.
Exactly. It's just like cancer. They got it. They got the cure. They have it.
Mm-hmm.
But
they've cured a lot of cancer, especially in Switzerland. But you got to go to Switzerland to get it because over here it's unsafe.
Mm-hmm.
It cures cancer. Hey, you got cancer. Who gives a shit if it's not safe?
Exactly.
Exactly.
It's an alternative.
That's like, my brain's rot and they got a cure with it, but you say it may not be safe. I'm dying anyway. Go to hell.
Yep.
Cute.
That's why they were raising hell about him passing that right to try.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, Cindy. Yep.
But they still got to get rid of the FDA's control. I mean, I understand you're trying to protect people, but when it gets to the point you're doing it for money, other than curing people, it's bullshit.
Yep.
I think it's flat out immoral.
Well, yeah. Well, that's the way that doctor. That's why that doctor gave me the address where to go, because when he listened to them talk, he's like, in my country, he said, I would be shot for talking to somebody like that. you know, basically looking at somebody and say, hey, you know, deal with it. You're gonna be in a chair. You know,
Yeah.
you more or less told me flat out, hey, if I didn't like it, don't deal with it. Put a bullet in your mouth. You know.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And he walks out and kind of slaggers back and says, "You didn't get this from me."
Mm-hmm.
Because
Good for him.
he didn't want to lose his license here, you know. So, yeah,
Yep.
you know. Yep.
Well, I'm glad he did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. 'Cause I still have that chair. People ask me, why you still got that chair? I said, because it reminds me how much of assholes we feel here in the States. And we pay those people to be assholes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
still have my wheelchair too,
Yeah.
because it reminds me of how
Yep.
far I came and how
Yep.
hard I had to push
And
myself
where
to
I'm
get
not
out of
going.
it.
Yep.
Well, I tell people I don't walk good and I can't
I
run
don't
worth
either.
shit, but I
I
can
s-
get from A and B without being in that chair.
Yep,
Mhm.
I still have a limp and
Oh, I do too. And,
Stuff,
and
but-
when the weather gets
Oh, yeah.
cockeyed, oh,
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back, Carrie Ann.
and then like on this side here, down to my side of my leg, I can feel it, but it's not. It's probably only about 20% feeling. So.
Mm.
But it's enough.
Yeah.
It's better than being in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Yep.
That and every time they gave me the injection, the taste that was in my mouth, oh god. Yeah, they used to give me freaking 90-day bottles full of 90-day supply full of was that Finnegan?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, because I swear to God, it's one of them shots. I don't know if you ever had that shot where you almost can taste it in your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Every time they gave me that injection right here in my back of my neck, man, it's like, and they kept saying it'll get easier and easier, but it never did. But you know, at the time I was starting to feel my toes and shit, and I was like, hey, it could taste like dead people in my mouth. As long as my toes, I got feeling my toes, keep shooting it.
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I spent 3 months in a nursing home.
Yeah,
That was the worst thing. It was horrible.
yeah, because they don't
imagine.
have a facility for it. They actually stick you in a nursing home with
Mhm.
old people.
Yep.
And the smell, I'm sorry, I know
Yep.
they're old people,
Oh,
but
yeah.
It was horrible.
I'm laying in there and I'm like, and the windows are open and it's just like
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
the
it was horrible.
the ammonia smell alone would mow you down. And I'm
Mhm.
like, and I'm looking at the nurses, how can y'all just walk around like that? I'm like, oh God.
Mhm.
Ugh. And I mean,
I
I
got so
understand.
homesick.
Yeah.
I got so depressed because I was so homesick and
Yeah.
Well, you're
It was-
surrounded by old people.
surrounded by death.
Yeah. But that, you know, being surrounded by the old people, it's just that smell, man.
Yeah.
And then the ones
Yeah.
they put in the hallway and they just sit there and moan all,
Oh, yeah.
all day long.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I'm
the
like,
first
I remember
yeah.
visiting my
That's sad.
great grandparents in the nursing home, and the smell and yeah, the people just sitting in the
well,
hallway
you know what?
moaning.
I think, you know, I know sometimes people don't have a choice, but I think when people just do it out of convenience to put their family members in there, they should make them go and stay there for 3 months
Mm-hmm.
and see how it
Yep.
is and what it's like to be in there
Mm-hmm.
before they make that decision. I know sometimes you ain't got a choice, but I've seen people that did it and had the means to take care of them. They didn't want to be bothered with it. Yeah.
My grandma was in an assisted living nursing, or not a nursing home, but an assisted living home,
Yeah. Well,
and
that's different from a
it
nurse.
was beautiful.
Yep.
And then when she had to be put in, it was basically a lockdown unit for people with dementia.
Yeah.
Not because she had dementia, but she had other problems that needed her to be more contained. And it was still beautiful, and they did everything they could to keep the residents comfortable. It didn't smell.
Right.
It was like being in somebody's home.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
where my
that's the
mom's
difference.
at right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
He was absolutely wonderfully cared for. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I don't blame you, Cindy, because I mean I'm like her. They had me in a old folks home for recovery. You know, they call it rehab recovery.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same up here. I mean,
That's why when I got to Mexico and seen how they treated me down there, I was like, what the hell? You know,
mhm.
I'm thinking this is third world shithole because that's all you hear.
Right.
Mexico's a shithole.
Yep.
Mexico's a shithole. And I'm like, this is 5 times better than what I was reading before.
Yeah.
Well, the first day I was in there, I had had this major surgery with my femur and they broke my legs and everything. I couldn't get my pain medicine. I was supposed to be on like
Oh.
oxycodone every 4 hours
Lady,
and I couldn't get my pills. And
when I
I
was
did.
in Mexico, they had
Oh,
bottles.
it's horrible.
They had bottles like this next to me on a tray. I didn't have to ask for a nurse. All I had to do was reach over there and go.
It was horrible. I was in so much pain. I had tears running down my eyes. I couldn't, they didn't have any bells to ring to get them to
Yeah.
come to you. It was
No.
Wow.
horrible.
Especially
I
when
thought I was
worked
going to die.
Well, we got some medicine you need, but we don't carry it in the hospital. You have to go to the pharmacy.
Oh, yeah.
I can go for you, but I need the money. So I gave her a $20 bill, American money, because I figured, that, and I asked her, is that enough? And she's like, oh, that's way more than enough. And I was like, it's only 20. She says, trust me, it's enough. She came back, she handed me $17 back.
Holy shoot.
Yeah, it's a lot cheaper in Mexico.
Damn.
Yeah,
I'm saying- And I'm
Medicine.
the bottles were this big.
yeah, it's a lot
I'm
cheaper
like,
there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now I understand
Holy
why the
moly.
old people here get on a bus and go across the border, get their scripts, and then come back.
I did that once when I visited
Yeah.
my parents when they were in Texas. I went over the border and got a bunch of my meds that I took and brought them home because they were so much cheaper.
Well, yeah, and not only that, even if you don't have a script for something, but you know you need it, most
You
of
don't
the
have to have a script.
The pharmacy could give you a script. The
Wow.
Well, like
Wow.
most of the stuff, you don't need scripts. You can
No,
just get it.
yeah, you
Yeah,
go up
that's it.
there.
I'm going to Mexico.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, when I lived in Washington State, we used to go to Canada to get Tylenol 3
Yeah,
because you have to have a script for it here in the States, but you don't in Canada.
no,
And so we would load up the car. There'd be 5 of us ladies in the car driving north over the border to get our drugs. And we'd all get 3 bottles if we were allowed.
yeah.
And then we'd all hide them in different places in our purses and in the car and shit. Drive back over the border,
Yep.
They didn't check. Right now, they probably check you.
Now,
Oh, yeah, you can get away with it now.
now,
This was 20
they-
years ago.
yeah, now you have to have a prescription for Tylenol 3.
Yeah,
Really?
they knew people were coming across the border with it.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's considered a narcotic.
Yeah, well, it's got codeine in it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because people
is.
crush
Damn
it up.
straight it does.
Well, there you go.
I just
There's her beagle.
3 of those.
No, it's my rat
guys
chick.
and-
Oh, Sasha?
Oh yeah, and like you said, in Mexico,
right back.
certain them pharmacies over there. Oh, no worries, sir. You need it, we'll get it.
Yeah. Well, it's just like when my mom went to Cuba. She forgot her insulin in Canada. And one of the, I think it was one of the maids, her
Yeah.
husband was a doctor. And she was like, oh God, she's there freaking out. The next day, or maybe even that night, he comes back with the insulin and she's ready to pay him. And they're like, nope.
Wow.
So that was it. It was insane. I was like, holy crap.
That's cool. Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
The FDA has become so restrictive.
Hmm.
It's just crazy.
I mean, in some aspects, you're like, yeah, great. Sure. Be there for some certain things. But you know, in some other aspects, you're like, can you not decide things for me?
Exactly.
Can I make my own
Exactly.
choices? Thank you very much. I thought it was a free world.
Yeah. Yep.
Because, the FDA it runs up through here too, so
Yep.
covers both, and it's annoying as hell.
Yep. The other thing, the other thing that we would buy in Canada was Ann Getty's dolls because they were like half the price that they were in the United States. Don't ask me why, but we would go to like a toy store and they were half the freaking price. And I ended up with, I think I probably have 6 or 8 of them,
Mm-hmm.
but got them in a box somewhere. I'd love to have them out displayed, but I live in a little teeny tiny trailer, so.
We'll make it move to Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
And
Container man.
Slurpees was the other thing. My best friend and I would drive over the border and drive about 10 miles into Canada to this little tiny town and go to the 7-Eleven there because you guys use real sugar
Mhm.
in your soda and in your syrup for Slurpees.
Yep.
And so we would go and we would each get like the biggest Slurpee we could get and then drive back over the border. And we would do this like once a month. And it got to the point where the border guards knew us, knew our car. And they'd be like, "Hi, ladies." And they just wave us through. Now, of course, nowadays you have to like strip down naked and prove
Yeah.
who you are.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, basically, eh? It's crazy.
that was the good old days before 9/11.
Yep. Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, when I went to Disneyland, we didn't have to have our um passports. Like we didn't have to use our passports.
Yeah, yeah. I quit going to Canada when they started requiring passports. Cindy Lopez says there was a time you'd have to pee in a cup to prove you didn't take drugs. Now you have to pee to prove you are taking your drugs.
Yeah. Right?
Yep.
So true. Oh, they're back.
I'd say hi to her, but she wouldn't hear me anyway. So. Donna, 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 Donna.
Hi. Hi.
Hi, Nancy. Hi, Donna.
Is Nancy there with you, Donna?
Hold on.
Yep.
Hi.
You have a good walk.
Yes, I think it would, Ken.
Hi, Judy.
I'm back.
Yep, we did. Now I'm freezing.
Hey, Nancy.
Hello, everybody in chat. Hello,
Hello.
Roy.
Hi.
Yeah. So, hi, Ken. So, anyway. So,
Come on.
I bet it's not snowing.
no,
It is here.
no, it's not. It's cold. It's just cold. It's just
Oh, you got
cold.
your buddy back.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that little tail of wagon.
Huh?
I said, look at that little tail of wagon.
Yeah. She's. I'm in love with her. So, yeah.
If you want to eat, eat.
Good old Marley. Come on, Marley. Come on. Come on.
You want up?
There we go. Oh, yeah.
No.
No. Yes. Stop right now. Come on. Yes. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Yes, my Oh. Anyway. Ah,
Meet George Jetson.
meet George.
Oh, my phone.
Bum, bum, bum.
Who's singing that?
That's mine.
Oh, okay.
When I get notifications.
Meet George Jetson.
Bum, bum, bum.
Jane.
Jane.
Daughter, who?
Judy.
Judy,
Judy.
daughter, Judy.
Jane, his wife. Jane.
Yep.
So, yeah.
His son Elroy. Oh,
Bye, Cindy.
I gotta jump off.
Yeah, I do too.
All right.
I'll see
Good
you
night.
guys.
Thanks for coming up, guys.
See you guys later.
See you later.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye.
And then there were two.
Anyway, yep, and then there were two. Yeah, we went back to the jail. We went and investigated. When we also went into the town, and I showed her where I got the cupcakes, the bakery. And when we came back around back to the jailhouse, we saw this light blinking at the jailhouse that wasn't there before. And so as we got closer to the light, it stopped blinking all of a sudden. And Donna and I just kind of paused and we're like, "Did you see that?" It just stopped blinking like all of a sudden. And we were looking at each other like, "Okay." Container Man, he said something, and I saw it there, but let me see if
I put it up on the screen.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, Droy. You're probably right. So,
Joseph, where did you go for dinner?
where do I go for dinner?
No,
Here.
Joseph says that's where he went for dinner. But I don't want to guess because I have no idea what restaurants are around him. There's the link if anybody wants to come up.
His ass.
So,
Knowing him, it was Texas Roadhouse. Hope he found a bone in his steak.
Tell Anthony he was right. It was Texas Roadhouse.
it was what steakhouse?
It was Texas Roadhouse, like Anthony
Texas
said.
Roadhouse. Yeah.
Yeah, dirty dog.
So, is it ready? Oh no, that's chips. Or that's Doug's cheeses. Okay. Anyway, all right. I'm gonna disappear off screen for just a few minutes. I gotta.
All right.
I'm gonna get a drink. I'll be right back. All right. See, had to get my Coke. So, anyway, and my phone is going nuts for some reason. I'm thirsty. Joseph unfair. Why is it unfair, Cindy?
Because he went to Texas Roadhouse.
Oh, and she had KFC. Cindy, I prefer KFC over the Roadhouse, probably over steak. I like steak, but I like my chicken.
I'll take chicken over steak any day as long as it's boneless and skinless.
Yeah.
I'm kind of particular about meat.
So. Donna's gonna miss me because I'm her walker. I make her get out and get up for walks.
Ken just yelled, "That's not chicken." after I described boneless, skinless chicken. He said that's not chicken.
Nope. That's wannabe chicken. I eat
And
the
Donna just ripped the skin off the chicken. And that just grosses me out. I can't stand to eat it off the bones.
Yeah. Let me see if I can adjust that a little better. There you go. So, anyway,
Anybody want to come up? I put the link in. There's 11 people in here, folks. Come on, somebody come up.
yeah. Where's good old Yappa with her?
He came in at the very end of the dog chat, but didn't come back in when I restarted for this. Unless he's just lurking. Yeah,
Well-
Cindy, of course you can.
Okay, Roy, I'll do that.
Well, a lot of people over at Dizzy's 1969
Oh,
because he's live right now and it's his last live
Here.
show.
I'll give you back to you.
No, I-
okay.
Yeah, some reason
Maybe we
after this one he's ending his live stream. So
Wow. Maybe we should go raid him.
you could.
Who's live right now?
I knew Gaffa was lurking.
Oh,
Dizzy 1969.
Bullshit.
Hello.
so it's Nick.
Yeah.
Nick went live.
Yeah,
Yappa!
Nick just sent me a link.
Hiya, Yappa.
Hiya, beautiful.
Nick just sent me a link.
Cindy, I think he's
Hey,
talking to
Cindy.
you.
Both of you.
What? Why did I do now?
What's the matter, Cindy?
Nothing. I didn't understand what she said. I was coming out.
I said, hi, beautiful.
Hello, luscious.
Oh my God. You two need a room.
Yeah, get out.
Okay.
Oh, I guess Dizzy
damn.
ended his stream.
Nancy,
What?
Container Man says you don't have to yell.
Huh?
You don't have to yell. We can hear you. You don't need to yell.
Oh.
You tell her she doesn't have to yell, and then she goes, huh?
Ken, I don't think you don't have to kill any animals. I just prefer not to eat most of the ones that people kill. Unless it's wild game.
Marty, come on.
Hold on. In Australia, our beef is roaming wild and allowed to do whatever it wants. Goes out in the bush, does whatever, and then we go round it up and kill it. So does that make it wild game?
I bet it tastes a hell of a lot better than our beef.
Of course it
Our
does.
beef
It's
is
Australian.
disgusting.
Of course it does. It's Australian.
Like Ken always
Are you
says,
saying everything Australian tastes better?
Yeah.
well, Ken always tells me that I believe that any and all meat comes straight from the grocery store. I don't think any further back than that.
Back to
I just don't like the taste and texture of a lot of meat, so I've always been that way.
Susan, I have a problem, and you had mentioned it, but like chicken, like I can't just like a wing off of it and stuff because you see tendons and all that kind of stuff. I can't do that. I have to do boneless, skinless, anything chicken.
If we somehow end up with chicken on the bone, like if we get it given to us or something, if I buy chicken, I buy actual boneless, skinless chicken.
Yep.
But if we have like something with skin on the bone, Ken knows that he's gotta take it off the bone for me and skin it for me, and because I can't. I gross out on it too bad.
Yep.
Hey, Roy.
There are people that, like my husband, he used to just take a chicken wing and put it in his mouth and pull it out, and all you see was the bone, and I'd be like, "Oh, gross."
Oh, yeah. If I even get a piece of tendon, I'm done eating.
Me too. Me too,
I'm
girl.
not.
You wouldn't have survived on the turkey leg I had tonight.
Ugh.
Probably not.
The thing was about 4 or 5 inches in diameter, and there was tendons all over the place.
Hold on,
see,
no.
no.
I had to pull them out. I mean, they were cooked, they were solid, but I still had to dig around them to get to the meat.
I'll show you what it looks like. Hang on a second. Let me just pull it up.
And Cindy, if you believe that your beef comes from the grocery store, you're I won't say
Let
who
me-
you are.
Let me live in my little fantasy world, would you, Roy?
Roy, if Cindy believes that the meat comes from the supermarket, she's precious. Leave her alone.
Oh yeah, okay.
Okay, so here's what that turkey leg looked like.
Holy crap. Dang.
Yeah. Sorry,
And then,
That's one big turkey.
Oh, geez.
and then,
No more food porn. She used to complain about that.
Put it in the basement.
Nancy, remember the days you used to get upset with Nick about food porn?
yeah,
Stop it.
Oh come on, just one more pick.
No, it contradicts you if she starts doing food porn after she really chastised Nick. She got really upset one time because of all the food porn, if I remember
that's
rightly.
because I couldn't eat. You all can eat.
I can't eat that. You've got it.
You can eat
That
it.
was Roy. That was Roy's food, not mine. Roy just sent me the picture.
We'll get upset because you can't eat it. Roy's already eaten it.
Yeah, I sent Nancy a picture.
Here, he wanted me to show you this. So hold on. Here. So here was his turkey leg when you first had it.
Oh yeah.
All right. So now look at after he dug into it. There's what it looked like right there.
Yeah. All the tendons and stuff.
Ew. Oh, I know, Donna, but I just, in my little world, I just want to believe that what's the supermarket is how it is.
All right. You and all the New Jerseys and New Yorkers.
Well, and I live in New Mexico, and you know from driving around, Roy, that we have a buttload of cattle ranches and other type of ranches, but no. I just believe how it is in the supermarket is how it comes, or when you go out to dinner, how it's served on the plate is how it was. I don't want to go any further than that.
Yeah, but in Texas, there's a lot of
Lamb and
roadkill.
veal and
People pay Roy to drive through Texas and kill all the cattle, so there's a lot of roadkill.
Ew.
oh, I don't want to hit a cow. No way.
That's
crap.
because you haven't. That's because you haven't got a bull bar at Roy.
I don't much care for those.
We'd love to, Joshua, but there's no accommodation for Nancy in DeRidder permanently. Not only that, Donna's had enough of her already. She wants her to go home.
Nice, Gaffa. Look at that sweet little face of Nancy. You can't say that.
I'm not.
Oh,
I'm not sweet looking. I'm not sweet looking. I'm not even
yeah,
beautiful.
I know better. I know damn well how sweet she can't be. I've
Hey,
seen the
Teacup,
naughty.
thank you.
I've seen the naughty Nancy.
Teacup, hey, doll.
Who dropped out? Who was in that's not in now?
I don't know. Oh, Roy.
Oh,
Hi, Teacup.
hey, Teacup.
Chloe just barked herself awake and then looked at me like I did something to her.
Donna.
That's kind of cute.
It's kind of stupid too, Cindy.
No, my dog tooted the other day, scared the crap out of me, went running. I'm like, you're the one who did it. What are you running from?
Okay.
So Nancy, what's Anthony cooking up for you guys?
Gumbo.
Oh, I
Donna.
thought for a second when you went gum, I thought you were going to say goat. I was done with the stream.
Yeah, it's gumbo. I haven't really had like gumbo before, so yeah. I'm getting out of the picture now.
Donna, get up your ass and get in there and cook.
It's done.
Yeah.
Oh hell no, you ain't messing up my gumbo.
So
It's done.
Anthony, do you put what's it called? Okra in your gumbo?
No, I made this one subtle for her because she's not used to Cajun spices and stuff. So I made her a chicken and sausage gumbo.
Oh, that sounds really good.
Yeah, it is.
Doesn't it?
Normally I have chicken,
Oh,
sausage, okra, a crab, shrimp,
Crocodile.
pretty much.
That's the only way I can ever eat okra is if it's in a gumbo.
Yeah.
I want to buy.
Yeah, Baby Jew used to scare himself with his own farts. That was funny. He was a Boston Terrier and farted like no tomorrow.
Oh, jeez.
He'd fart himself awake and he'd fart us awake because it smelled.
Delightful.
Hello, Teacup.
Don't you be jumping up and down on the bandwagon, Carrie Ann. I've got enough women picking on me now, all right?
I ain't picking on ya.
That's because you know better.
Oh, I wasn't supposed to hear that. Never mind. I heard that. That was a good one.
Hey, Anthony, that one's for you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can't help it if y'all get on here when it's my eating time. When it's my eating time,
Either
I'm going to
we're
eat.
always on here or it's always your eating time.
Yeah,
So.
that's it. Yeah. If I'm moving and breathing, it's eating time.
No. I disagree.
So-
If you're moving, it's tasting time. If you're sitting, it's eating time.
There you go. Yep.
There's sausage in here, Yappa.
Mm-hmm.
Stop bragging.
So-
you know what you can do with your bloody sausage, don't you?
Oh, geez. Besides,
Joshua,
Besides
I
chicken
think Ken is
and
going live.
sausage, what do you put in your gumbo, Anthony?
Onion, broccoli, green onion, cauliflower.
See ya, teacup.
It's
Joshua,
amazing.
I
He
think
throws
Ken
all
is
the
going live
disgusting
or
stuff
not
together
there.
and makes it taste nice.
Take care, teacup.
Well, there's 7 different ways you can make gumbo,
Good night,
depending on
teacup.
who lives and what they can eat and what they can't eat.
Dream of me, teacup.
Well, not only what they, their stomach can tolerate and stuff like that. It depends on what gross things, as far as meat, you decide to put in it too.
Well, the only thing I ever put in my gumbo, other than chicken and sausage, would be anything seafood.
Yeah, Joey likes shrimp in his.
Yeah, I usually do shrimp and crab in my chicken.
I never put crab in. Huh.
Well,
Oh, that would be good.
or even if you can't get crab meat, you can use the imitation stuff. But
Right.
See ya, teacup.
But shame on you if you do.
yeah, but I'm just saying here, I can go down the road with a string and a chicken neck and catch bluefin crab all day long.
Joshua, Ken is going live in a little over a half an hour.
Okay, I have to tease Jaffa.
Wow.
Like it, Ken, we're on Susan's stream.
Jaffa, look what I found on my walk outside.
Old enough to be who, Grandpa?
You found a trash can?
Yeah.
Her favorite color trash can.
Oh, okay. I was like, you took a picture of a trash can? What am I missing?
Yeah, you notice out of the whole street, she's the only one with a pink one, right? Well, you know why she's got a pink one? She's a breast cancer survivor.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So they gave her a pink garbage can.
Oh, geez, here in Albuquerque, if your trash can breaks, you're lucky if you get another one within 2 months, much less something that's precious like that.
Here they replace them every 5 years.
Wow.
Are we still talking about trash cans or are we talking about breasts now?
Trash cans. Well, now they replace them too now. They replace them nowadays. People don't realize they can replace them.
Move to Louisiana, Cindy. They'll give you a pink trash can.
That's true.
Whose grandma am I old enough to be?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's good sausage.
All right. Well, where Roy's coming from?
Yeah.
Hashtag save the boobs.
No kidding.
Yeah, I was gonna put some crab in there, but I didn't know if you can have crab. Can you eat crab? Can you eat crab?
Crab?
No, Anthony.
Yeah,
She's never had a
Yeah.
Okay.
Anthony, she doesn't know. She never had it in a TV dinner before.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I was actually gonna put some crab meat in there too, but I didn't take it out enough time to thaw it. So. But I didn't know,
See, Jaffa, I'm eating good.
I know, but I don't think crab would have been a good thing to feed you. You're not used to it. You probably would have had another episode.
True.
Hey, listen, I told my surgeon, look, I just want you to take the bare minimum. I know that my boobies aren't used for anything anymore, but I need them for aesthetic looking.
Oh, yeah.
I've already decided that if I ever get diagnosed with breast cancer, they are both off.
Yep.
I'm just They're coming off. I'm not building them. I watched my boss go through 3 years of hell with a reconstruction. Not even a reconstruction. She just had a boob job just to have a boob job. And it was 3 years of being sick and miserable and never getting better and then dying of a heart attack. And I'm just like, you know what? Just chop them off and I'll get a tattoo. You know? I've got several of those. I can use another one.
No, you chop them off, hang them on the wall, and let Ken play with them by himself.
That's what I tell her. If they ever find one, I said, don't think about it. I said, whack them son of a bitch off. I'm an ass man anyway, so boobs don't impress me. So.
Well, my mouth's got to do something. Got to have something to do while my hands are busy. All right.
Well, that's what them two sets of lips are for.
Yeah, unfortunately, she won't shut up, so it's very hard to play with them.
Yeah, I don't know.
I bet she does look better, Donna, because it's all good, healthy food, and it's not, just fast food or microwavable food.
That's a polite way of saying that Nancy's gaining weight.
And then he's got a bag of chips he's putting in his mouth. And he talks about the way I eat. Yeah.
Well, that follows under do as I say, not as I do.
That wasn't a bag of chips. That was a bag of dried vegetables.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Bag of dried vegetables.
Alpha said chop them off and hang them on the wall. Then you can play with them all you want.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, but see, there's a problem I have with that. Like I said, I'm a butt man. And two, the position I like, I never see them anyway.
Back in a minute. I've got to go store the sauce.
Yep. Besides, when you get our age, folding your ankles behind your ear gets a little rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he disappears.
Yeah. Yeah, to go get some more dried vegetables.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I gotta get me another dehydrator. My dehydrator died on me, and I miss it because I can't make my jerky. I can't dry out my fruits. So I like to take pineapples, bananas, and stuff like that. Make the chips out of them.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, what kind of jerky do you make, Anthony? Do you flavor it or?
Some of it I do. Sometimes I do it natural, but I make jerky out of beef, pork, fish, turkey, deer, bear.
I don't think I've ever had pork jerky.
Oh, it's good.
Is it?
Yeah. It holds the moisture in it better than the beef does.
I just had this realization. I need to make some cigarettes before Ken goes live, so I'm going to mute myself.
Okay.
Otherwise, you'll hear the machine.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree, Donna. Chips are healthy.
Yeah. Well, no. Come on now. Potatoes are not healthy. They're full of starch. Now remember that.
So who's
Okay. Two things in my defense, folks. I've been eating so healthy since I've been with this back thing because the wife's been home cooking meals and making me eat healthy shit that I'm blocking up the toilet, all right? And the second thing is,
oh, geez.
In respect of Cindy's diabetics, I'm not going to eat chocolate, so I've got to eat something that's not so diabetic inducing that Cindy will get really pissed off at me about.
Well, that was very kind of you, Sir Gaffa.
Yeah, well,
Somebody give me a chocolate bar.
Ever since I started eating all that chocolate, sex between us has just not been as good. You've been really angry with me, girl.
Yeah, well, angry sex sometimes is the best.
Okay, so
Only
remember
from
that.
your side lately.
So the note is, if you're heading to Cindy, bring the sugar-free chocolate.
Yep. That's right.
I brought the bloody chocolate sauce that she can spread all over me, but she was still pissed off. So, because there's a little bit of a difference to gently putting it on than getting a spatula and scraping it in all the places you don't want it to.
But note to self: let it cool off before pouring. Just saying.
Cindy, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Let it cool off this time. Right?
That was the issue. Now you tell me, Anthony.
I was telling you then, but you couldn't get in between my screams.
Yeah. Yeah. Because believe it or not, it can and will leave third-degree burn marks. In other words, don't be impatient.
And just so you know, folks, first-degree burns don't do so well either.
Yeah, come on, tell you. I hate to say this, I'm speaking from experience.
No.
It's hard to explain to a nurse and an RN why you have second-degree burns on the back of your coin purse, okay?
Oh, geez.
It's pretty hard to.
It's a little awkward too.
It's a bit hard to explain to an ER nurse how come you got third-degree burns inside your foreskin too. So that's going on.
Yeah. Doc, I was making some hot chocolate and I slipped and fell and I fell on my tush and yeah, that's how it got there.
No,
Yeah,
yes.
but
He
how
said,
to
what
get
you
under your
doing?
foreskin?
I said I was making dippity doos for the wife. Yeah, I just dipped the doos a little too deep.
Hey, Dave, the producer.
Throw something at Anthony.
Don't throw something at Anthony now. We just made yummy gumbo.
Yeah.
Now, Anthony, on your gumbo, do you put rice in it or do you put it over rice or
Oh,
do you
Cindy,
not
just
do
go
rice?
over and have some.
Oh,
Put it
geez.
over right. Except for Nancy, because she can't have rice.
I made some delicious homemade chili and some cornbread, so I'm set. I just want to know how people do their different dishes so I can learn and try.
I know,
Well, see, that's
sweetheart,
the
but
good
if
thing
you're in
about
Florida,
gumbo. You
I'd
can
understand this, but you're in Texas. You're only down the road.
Hold on.
Do what? Do what to who?
I said, I understand if you were in Florida and you'd be asking all these questions, but you're in friggin' Texas. You're only down the road.
I'm not in Texas. Quit saying, people keep saying I'm in Texas. I ain't in Texas.
All right, New Mexico. Who gives a shit where it is?
I do.
Well, it's not that much further. God, woman, drive a day or so for a good bowl of gumbo. Everyone else would.
Just stop.
Nick. Oh, Nick.
Nick's celebrating. It's his birthday.
Oh, that's right.
Roy,
Yeah.
Roy, how many more watch hours do you need to get monetized? Roy is really close to getting monetized, guys.
100,
Go to
100,
his
100.
stream and just put his stream on play and let it go. Just let it play.
168 or something.
I'll do that
184.
for sure. I'll do it for sure.
Yep.
Just get his playlist on and let it play and give him his watch hours so he can get monetized, guys.
Yep.
You got it.
Yeah, but you say that like it's a bad thing, Roy. 800 across Texas, 500 Merlin. Yes, it's not that far. She got a Learjet. She should be there in a sec.
Let's see. Oh, he's got a couple of playlists. Okay. Yeah.
Blame Dave Larson. Blame Dave Larson.
Dave, the producer. That was a good one.
Check out Juliet, his wife, too. She's real close to being monetized also.
Well, David, we say
All right.
birthed. He was actually created. He was created in the lab late one night. And he's alive.
Ew, Roy.
Oh no, my daddy always told me the best of me rolled down my mama's leg.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
Cross Dave, the producer. A little bit more relief on your checkbook.
Of course, you wouldn't want to know what my grandma said about him.
Oh, no.
Yeah, she said she swallowed the best of his ass.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Only in Louisiana.
Hey, you know how grandma is. When you start picking on the little ones, she'll turn on you in a heartbeat.
Cindy, breathe. Breathe.
That was funny as hell.
Yes, Dave Larson, I blame you. You told everyone she had a Learjet.
I said I had a cool ass grandma. In fact, the best way I can describe, you ever seen on Nutty Professor? You remember the grandma?
Yeah.
That was my grandma.
Oh, how cute.
Dave, the producer, you can put Juliet's link in the chat if you would like.
She used to piss my mom off because when I was younger and I'd be going out on a date, she slipped me extra $5. She said, "Now, baby, go buy some condoms now because you don't need to be having no kids with that little whore." You know?
Aww.
She said, if she ain't swallowing it, wrap it.
Okay, now, I don't mean to talk about anybody. However, there's this one girl on YouTube that says, "Oh yeah, I'm never going to get pregnant. I use the pull-out method." Are you
Boy,
kidding me?
That pull. Look, don't even get me started on that pull-out bullshit because it don't. And just like that freaking fucking Catholic rhythm method, that don't work either.
Nope. But I'm thinking, if you really think that's what's going to keep you from getting pregnant, you're going to be a little surprised one of these days, girl.
Well, I got a little bad news. I tell most women, you don't realize the whole time a man's stiff and he's in you, he's ejaculating. It might not be all at one time like it is at the end, but he's steadily ejaculating in you. Sorry to tell you that.
I couldn't believe she said that. I was like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
And you're in your mid-30s and you really believe this? Jeez.
Yeah. Besides that, you know as well as me, you know how many times you get to that point and then you're like, fuck it, just keep going.
Yeah.
And then when it's over with, it's like, oh shit, too late now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, there's Gaffa just put Juliet, Dave, the producer's wife. Her link is in the chat. She's also really close to being monetized. So if you can go support her and watch some of her stuff, that would be really awesome.
She's sucking Cindy.
Well, she's doing something, but she's doing the pull-out method and she's like, I'm not going to get pregnant. Okay.
Well, maybe she's only giving blowjobs and she thinks she'll get pregnant if she doesn't withdraw.
Well, if she believes that, I'm going to tell her that if she swallows and she really believes that, then yeah, you're going to grow a little tree in your stomach, not a baby. Let's see how she can do that.
That or they doing the new thing.
Hmm.
Like my friend just found out his daughter been screwing like a mad Russian. Only problem is she hasn't been doing it in the normal place.
Up the ass.
Yep.
Oh, la 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 la.
Well, you think about it. She
Cindy,
gets
Cindy,
something out
la
of it.
la la
she
la la
goes
la
back
doesn't
and
make it
pregnant.
go away.
Yeah. That's exactly what she told her dad. She says, I'm getting something out of it and I ain't got to worry about getting pregnant. I'm like, hey.
My 28-year-old son is proof that the pull-out method doesn't work.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to tell her to
There's a
listen.
pillow
to you.
method now.
What's that, Gavin?
There's a pillow method now.
A pull out, not a pillow.
Pull out.
Oh, I was going to say, I thought I heard wrong.
No.
See, I told you, Cindy, the pull-out method just doesn't work.
Gath was like, when
So
did they
I'm
throw the
wrong.
pillow in there? What the hell?
Problem is, the worst time is when you pull out and halfway through doing it, not realizing you pulled out and you go in the wrong hole. Oh!
Oh no.
Shocker.
Wonder
Yeah.
why she jumps up real quick and slaps your lots.
I know the
What?
biggest thing
What'd I
around
do?
here. The biggest thing around here, none of the pharmacies can keep the morning after because
Oh.
people are buying it like freaking crazy.
Aren't they though?
Yep.
My pharmacist was telling me that he can't keep it in stock.
Mm-mm. Nope.
Yeah. Dr. Ruth teaches butt sex.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That
Wait.
way you don't worry about getting pregnant. Yeah.
We started out on people dropping 6 or 8 stories and ending up as big bags of jello. And we're ending on anal sex. This has kind of been an interesting stream.
Hey, like Ken says, where we talk about anything and everything and something, sometimes all at once.
Well, just so you know, dogs do anal sex, and we didn't talk about it in the last stream, all right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So that gumbo went down well, didn't it, Anthony?
Huh?
The gumbo went down well, did it, mate?
Oh, yeah. I'm getting ready to go get another bow here in a minute.
I was wondering it, because if it went down that well, why are you still sitting there?
Well, all he heard was it went down well, and all of a sudden Anthony's like, "What? What?"
Hey, I got to clarify before I answer.
Yes.
Yeah, I know, this bloody microphone's giving me the shits, but what can I do?
Once you stop all that whimpering. What was that? They got you locked up. They got you locked up.
Well, I'm gonna jump down and do a few things. Thanks for having me so much, Susan.
Thanks for being up, Cindy. I appreciate it.
And Ken's going
We'll talk
live later.
Yep.
Yeah, he's going to be going live in about 15 minutes.
Okay. Well, I'll see
But you know
everybody
him-
over there.
He'll be live all night. So
Oh. Okay. Well, thanks again, Susan, and I'll see you all in a little while.
All right,
see
later.
you later.
Hugs to everybody. Bye.
Later.
Bye.
No, you're not getting up here. I got a hot
Wait a
bowl.
minute. I gotta go stir my sauce again.
All right. Stir his sauce.
Bonnie, not let her out.
Well, she's not bothering nobody. What, you need to go outside? You need to go pee? All right, come on.
She has a good way of telling you just to go, doesn't it?
Yeah, you did.
Well, guys, I think I'm going to wrap this one up so that Ken can get ready. And I need to run to the store. So
All right. All right. We'll see y'all later then.
Yep. I'll see you guys all later. Thanks for coming in and hanging out with us.
All right. Later, lady.
Bye, everybody. Bye.